Welcome to page 7 of Excel packet number 4. On page 7, we are going to convert units. Sometimes when we're given a word problem, we need to have these little conversions in our hip pocket. We have to be able to do things like convert from minutes to hours or seconds to minutes. Our I can statement for the day is I can convert measurements, whether it's mass, time, length, to different units. Here are some basic conversions that most people know. For example, in 1 pound, there are 16 ounces. Or in 1 foot, there is 12 inches. In a dozen, there are 12 items. And in 1 hour, there is 60 minutes. We're going to use these basic facts to convert some units. Let's take a look at problem number 1. The directions state, convert the following to fractional amounts. When we're dealing with a fraction, we know it's part over a total amount. Let's take a look at letter A and see what units we're working with. But keep this in mind. In letter A, it says 8 ounces equals blank pounds. We're using ounces and pounds, and we know that there are 16 total ounces in 1 pound. So in order to convert to pounds, we're going to take our 8 is part of a total of 16 ounces. There are 16 ounces in 1 complete pound. As we divide or reduce, we get 1/2 or 0.5 if we divide. That means half a pound or 0.5 pounds. So we know that 8 ounces is really equivalent to half a pound. Or, if you like the decimal version, 0.5 pounds. You've just converted from ounces to pounds, and sometimes we're going to need that. Let's take a look at letter C. Letter C states 45 minutes equals blank hours. We're using the units minutes and hours. Now we know that it takes 60 minutes to make 1 full complete hour. That is the total number of minutes in an hour. So let's set up a ratio. We know 45 minutes is part of a total amount of 60 minutes. If we divide a 15 out of each of these, we can clearly see that it reduces down to 3/4 of an hour. And if you think of it and imagine a clock, when you think of 45 minutes, doesn't that make up 3/4 of an hour? As a decimal, it's really 0.75. But let's write it as a fraction. 45 minutes is really 3/4 of an hour. Let's take a look at letter E. It says 5 feet 8 inches equals how many feet? Well, the 5, that measurement, is in feet. However, the 8 inches, well, that's not in feet. That's the part we need to convert. The 5 is fine. That is in feet. But let's convert the 8 inches to a measurement in feet. We know right here that the total number of inches is 12 inches, and that equals 1 foot. So 8 inches is part of a full foot, which is 12 inches. Now this can be reduced. We can certainly divide a 4 out of the 8 and a 4 out of the 12. This is really 2/3 of a foot. Now you've converted the inches measurement into feet. So let's take that to 2/3 and add it to the 5 that was already there. Really, in feet, 5 feet 8 inches is 5 2/3 feet. Let's take a look at one more together. Letter H. It says 2 pounds 4 ounces equals blank pounds. We want all our units to be represented in pounds. Well, 2 pounds is, so we don't need to touch that. But the 4 ounces needs to be converted into a pounds measurement. So let's begin. Up at the top, you will see 16 ounces equals 1 pound. So 16 is the total amount of ounces in a pound. So write the fraction off to the side. 4 ounces is part of a total of 16 ounces. Well, if we divide each of these by 4 and reduce, we get 1/4 of a pound. So let's take that 1/4 and add it to the 2 that was already there. We know we already had 2 pounds, but the 4 ounces makes up 1/4 of a pound. Now our measurement is expressed in pounds and pounds alone. Finish the rest of this worksheet on your own. Complete your conversions and check your answers at the very end of this lesson. Right now, pause the video, complete your conversions. You must finish B, D, F, G, and I. You can use your calculator if necessary, but that's only 5 problems. When you're ready, turn the video back on. Let's check your work. For B, you should have gotten 1/3. For D, 1 1/2 dozen. For F, you should have gotten 2 1/3 feet. For G, 1 1/4 of an hour. And for I, you should have gotten 4 3/4 pounds. Give yourself a C for each one that you got correct. This concludes page 7.